All right, welcome to Chapter 12, Lesson 2. Today we're going to be talking about metric units of capacity. Now, capacity is just how much liquid can fit inside of a water bottle. So the amount of liquid a container can hold is its capacity. So, right, you've probably heard of, this is a 20-ounce water bottle. Let's go to Caribou and buy a small, and that has 12 ounces in it. So that's all talking about capacity, is how much liquid's going to fit in your container. Or you buy a gallon of milk. Okay, I'm using all customary, sorry. For the metric, though, we measure it in liters or milliliters. Okay, milliliters, the most common thing you use milliliters with is when your parents are giving you like Tylenol in the syringe, the liquid Tylenol. Like my girls get 5 milliliters of Tylenol. So go get one of those little measuring cups that you get medicine in, and you'll see the ml on there. So you can see about how much 1 milliliter is. But an eyedropper like this is about 1 milliliter. It's a very small amount. The liter is larger. Usually, like when we have those big bottles of pop at school when we're having a party, those are 2-liter bottles. So if you took those big ones and cut them in half, you would get about 1 liter. And I think that the big water bottles you can buy from a store, like most of them are 20 ounces, but then the next size up is a liter. So if you're ever going to a gas station or to Hy-Vee, you could look at the different bottles of pop, and that will show you what is 1 liter. Decide whether 300 milliliters or 300 liters is the more reasonable estimate for the capacity of this mug. Here's our helpful hint. 300 eyedroppers are reasonable, right? Like if I filled it up and 300 times squeezed out a little eyedropper, probably would get about that much. 300 bottles, right? So that'd be like 150 of those 2-liter bottles that we have at school. Would that fit into a coffee mug? No way. So 300 milliliters would be the best estimate. Decide whether 600 milliliters or 600 liters is the more reasonable estimate for the capacity of this swimming pool. The pool is large, so 600 milliliters is too small. So 600 liters would be our best estimate for this. Circle the more reasonable estimate for each capacity. Okay, so this is probably about a liter, right? So like the water bottles that you carry around, you could be like, oh, that's about how much a liter is. Pretty big water bottle though. 2 sinks, definitely liters if you filled them to the top. 38 seems a little big, but maybe not. And a tiny, like a liquid bar soap, a liquid soap would probably be milliliters. That's a smaller thing. Definitely not 220 liters. Okay, 100% would be 220 milliliters. Describe the unit of the capacity you would use to measure the capacity of a bottle of medicine. So medicine would definitely be milliliters because, again, it's a smaller bottle. Let's keep going. Choose the most reasonable estimate for each capacity. Okay, a spoon. Definitely not liters. Okay, so now we have to think, can 40 drops fit on a spoon or 4 drops? So, and it's not drops, it's like a dropper. So I'm going to go with 4. 40 would be too much to fit on a teaspoon here. So, next, here we have a big bucket. 10 milliliters is going to be too small. 100 liters I think is too big, so I would say 10 liters. 10 or 5 of those 2-liter things could fit into a large bucket, probably. This little guy right here I would say is definitely about a liter. 7, 10, 3 is too big. So a cup, I think the last time we said was about 400 milliliters. This looks like a little bit of a smaller cup, so we'll go with 170 milliliters. Match each object to its reasonable capacity. A bottle of nail polish is going to be very small. A bathtub is going to be pretty large, and then that's going to be the biggest thing. And then a large pitcher would be about 2 liters. Emerson needs to use eye drops. Is it reasonable for her to put 1 milliliter of drops in each eye? Yes. Milliliter is a very small unit, and you wouldn't need much in your eyes. And you wouldn't need much for your eyes. Ryan fills his cat's water bowl. Is it reasonable to say he uses 1 milliliter of water? No, that would be too small of a unit. What would you say would be a better unit, do you think, you guys? A liter would be more reasonable. Definitely. Identify 2 objects you could find in a grocery store that hold less than 100 milliliters and 2 objects that hold more than 100 milliliters. So less than 100 milliliters would be, they said nail polish. Let's see. Maybe, I was going to say yogurt, but I think that might even be more. How about food coloring? Right? Those little things that have food coloring. Another one that I could say would be and vanilla extract. Those are usually pretty small. So that's kind of hard to think of, you guys. More than 100 milliliters would be like, I looked it up, a tin of yogurt is like 200. Yogurt, you could also do milk. Bottle of milk has more than 100 milliliters in it. Write the vocabulary terms to complete each sentence. The capacity of a baby's bottle would be measured in milliliters, and the capacity of a fish tank would be measured in liters. Which is reasonable estimate for the capacity of a bottle of mouthwash? No. I'd say about a liter. I feel like mouthwash bottles are usually pretty big. So that's all that I have for you today. Thanks for watching.